whether Taiwan or Republic of China is a sovereignty or not has been a very controversial issue, and I've learned so much online, and many people have said that Republic of China is really not a sovereignty internationally, and it's not officially confirmed by People's Republic of China. And so there are a lot of pro-Taiwanese independence groups that actually advocate that Taiwan should have its own sovereignty instead of Republic of China. And I am still studying the history of it, but it looks like today's paper talked about this, and I read it. And would you cite some facts and just things that impressed you to our audience?
Well, Taiwan isn't actually considered a country by the United Nations, which is one of the main ways that you're considered being a country in the world. They can sit like in the balcony and listen, but they don't have any actual power to speak in the United Nations General Assembly. And they recently did become a part of the World Health Organization, I do believe, but that was only recently, and many countries don't recognize them, recognize Taiwan as a country, and I think that's probably a little bit just my personal opinion, but for fear of China and the repercussions of what that might mean, because China definitely is saying we don't want to recognize Taiwan as a sovereign nation. I think a lot of Taiwanese people, obviously feel like Taiwan's a country. Taiwanese people feel like Taiwan's a country. But when people ask me questions about Taiwan back home, they always call it China. They don't think of it as a country. They're always like, oh, how is China? How are you doing in China? So you can see, a lot of nations don't recognize that, including the United States does not recognize Taiwan as a country.
So isn't it true that we're just fooling ourselves that Taiwan is a sovereignty? I mean, we're, the nation's name by our government is Republic of China, and our Taiwanese passport says Republic of China, and just I think it was probably 8 years ago they just put Taiwan name on it, so people know that we're actually from Taiwan. So this gets a little confusing, and it looks like, to me, it's just a long journey, a long procrastinated game that we're actually a sovereignty, because we're not by the current government, which is run by KMT. They're saying it's Republic of China and we're Chinese, but at the same time, at least half of the population is saying, oh, we're Taiwanese. So, but at the same time, internationally, we're not recognized as like a country, whether its name is Taiwan or Republic of China. So this is why people on this, I would say, a big island say, okay, who are we? And it's very confusing for a lot of people's everyday life.
Yeah, I kind of get the impression that a lot of Taiwanese people think that they are a country. In their eyes, they are. for sure. But I think what they don't realize is that the rest of the world doesn't actually see Taiwan as a country. So that kind of makes it difficult when we're looking at, relations between China and other countries. How do you classify that, And, pardon me, I know in the article, the person was kind of saying like, oh, well, Taiwan has so much to offer, the world stage. Why can't we be a part of it?
Well, we do have technology. I mean, we do have our own military, and we do contribute economically. But whether we're really that important or that powerful in the international arena, that's okay. I mean, I feel bad that you have a cold. Yeah. All right. Did you have?
It's okay.
Okay. All right. So this goes back to whether we're recognized or not, and whether we have any say in world organizations. So we're limited in many ways, because if we are not in the, say, in the business treaties, and how do you say that? The trade, is it the trade? The treaties, and we're, by our current government's main goal is to reunify with China, then shouldn't they give us a leeway out of?
You would think so.
I would think so, but actually the people, the communist power doesn't want to do this. Yeah, and so it's really a dilemma for us, and there is no quick solution to this big problem. What is it that you wanted to say? I'm sort of have gone blank.
It's okay, don't worry. Basically, I just want Taiwanese people to be aware that there are a lot of countries that don't recognize Taiwan as a country. To us, unless we've been to Taiwan, and a lot of people don't even know the country of Taiwan unless they've been to it, because it's part of the Republic of China. It's like part of China. So we don't even realize that, you're a country. Canada has recognized Taiwan as a country, but most Western countries have not. Almost all countries have not. Officially. Canada officially did recognize Taiwan as a country.
Whoa.
Yeah, but to step out and say that is a big deal. I guess it depends what you're fighting for. I mean, are you fighting to be sovereign, or the KMTs are saying, like, this is a big step. If we can step out and do this, then we'll have better relations with China.
I guess this comes to the, to this. I just reminded me of something but we do have a passport that can go to, like more than 140 countries without visa. That's supposed to be like a big, what is it? Like a big contribution from the Ma government. But this goes to everyday life. It's whether we can feed ourselves when there's euro debt, and our country has, I think, 1.3 trillion NT debt, and our businesses are, looking to upgrade themselves and create brands that we can export, and then we've got all these treaties that need to be signed, for trading benefits. So We only have 30 seconds
Again, with the 30 seconds, I guess Taiwan needs to decide where they stand. Are they tired of people telling them they're not a country and they're going to fight for this, or are they not going to fight for it? Because it seems like they're not fighting hard enough.
But definitely not mass government, though.
Yeah,
We
maybe
still have years to
need
go
a change.
to even do anything.
Agreed. All right,
Okay.
thanks.